She was laughing at your jokes, answering your questions, and everything felt smooth, polite, and comfortable. And in your head, you thought the interaction was building momentum. But later that night, when you reached out again, the energy had evaporated. The replies were shorter, colder, and within a day, she disappeared completely, leaving you confused because nothing obviously went wrong, and yet somehow nothing truly happened either. What happened is simple. You had a nice conversation, and nice conversations almost never create attraction. They create comfort, predictability, and emotional safety. And while those qualities sound positive on the surface, they rarely create desire because attraction is built on tension, curiosity, emotional shifts, and subtle uncertainty rather than endless agreement and validation. In this video, you are going to understand how to take any polite, boring, going nowhere conversation and turn it into something that feels playful, charged, and flirty without memorizing lines, without acting arrogant, and without trying too hard. Because once you understand the structure beneath flirtation, you stop guessing and start controlling the emotional flow. Before technique, you must fix your internal position. Most men unconsciously elevate an attractive woman the moment they start speaking to her, and that shift immediately changes their tone, posture, pacing, and energy, because they are no longer expressing themselves freely, but instead filtering themselves through the lens of seeking approval. You cannot create flirtation while seeking approval. The moment you begin trying to impress, you tighten up, you validate too quickly, you agree too easily, and you become predictable. And predictability kills intrigue. You are not there to win her over. You are there to evaluate her, just as she evaluates you. When you internalize that equality, your energy relaxes, your responses become natural, and the dynamic becomes balanced instead of one-sided. Step 1. Create playful challenge. The fastest way to flatten a conversation is to approve everything she says instantly, because when she mentions her interests, her opinions, or her background, and you respond with enthusiastic agreement every single time, you remove all friction from the interaction and turn it into a polite exchange rather than a dynamic one. Instead of immediately validating, introduce light, playful resistance that disrupts predictability without being disrespectful. Why would she need to impress you if you're already impressed? Why would she chase your attention if she already has it? She wouldn't, so she doesn't. And this keeps happening over and over throughout the conversation. So stop doing these things, bro. Step 2. Make bold observations. After challenge comes connection, but not the interview-style connection where you fire off endless questions about her life as if you are gathering data. Real connection happens when you observe something about her behavior, tone, or energy and confidently reflect it back to her. Instead of asking what she likes to do for fun, notice how she reacts when teased, whether she becomes competitive, sarcastic, or shy. And then say something like, "You hate losing arguments, don't you?" Or, "You seem calm, but I can tell you overthink everything," and say it as a statement rather than a question. When she feels accurately observed, even partially, she experiences a moment of being seen rather than interviewed, and that moment creates emotional engagement, which is the foundation of attraction. You do not need to be perfectly accurate. You need to be confident enough to make the call. Step 3. Let tension build through silence. The final layer that turns interesting into flirty is tension, and tension is created in the pauses that most men rush to eliminate. After teasing her or making an observation, resist the urge to immediately follow it with another sentence, because the space after a bold statement is where curiosity forms. Hold eye contact a second longer than usual. Keep your posture relaxed and allow the silence to exist without panicking, because that silence forces her to process what you said and wonder what you are thinking. If you constantly fill every gap with words, you remove the possibility of tension entirely. But if you remain present and comfortable in the pause, the silence feels charged rather than awkward, and she will often fill it herself, which means she is now investing more energy into the moment. These are not isolated tricks, but parts of a rhythm that naturally escalates emotional engagement. You introduce playful challenge to disrupt predictability. You follow with a confident observation to create personal connection, and then you allow silence to build tension. Challenge, connection, tension. When you move through that flow naturally, conversations that once felt flat begin to feel dynamic without you having to force anything. Step 4. Balance and mystery. Keep most of the conversation focused on her so she feels heard. Sprinkle in situational comments or humor about the environment to keep things light, and reveal yourself gradually, rather than unloading everything at once. When you talk about yourself, avoid turning it into a highlight reel of achievements, and instead share stories that show self-awareness and humor, because confidence is demonstrated more through comfort than through bragging. Mystery is not about hiding who you are, but about pacing what you reveal, so there is always something left for her to discover. You do not transform boring conversations into flirty ones by speaking more or trying harder. You transform them by altering the emotional structure beneath them. Stop validating instantly. Make bold, playful observations. Let tension breathe. Once you understand that attraction grows in uncertainty, rather than constant agreement, you stop chasing smooth conversations and start creating moments that linger in her mind long after they end. If this shifts how you see interactions, subscribe, because this channel is about awareness, not manipulation. And once you understand the mechanics of chemistry, you never go back to being forgettable. This is Coach Nobody, and we don't chase, we create presence.